Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. It's me, Niall. Delighted as always to be joined by Owen, and we're here reacting to what we've just seen from the Copper Box Arena in London, as Dave Allen has sensationally knocked out Johnny Fisher with a brutal knockout at the end of the fifth round in their highly anticipated heavyweight rematch. Of course, Fisher getting a controversial decision first time out, but Allen has left no doubt this time. Hasn't left it to the judges' scorecards this time. Owen, we're both, I think, a bit lost for words after that, but
Uh-huh.
try to sum it up as best you can. What's your instant reaction to what we've just seen from London?
Madness. Out. I think Fisher was probably out on his feet before that. The legs stiffened up a couple of times, but wow. Um, Firstly, before we actually go into it, the respect from Dave Allen, obviously that he's got with him, didn't even celebrate. Obviously Fisher's face down, knocked out. It's a huge victory for Allen. You could imagine he'd be jumping all over the ring. So fair play to him for that. But my God, I think the fight was playing into Dave Allen's hands. I think Fisher should have upped his body work a bit more. As I said off camera, I think it was round three. He hurt Allen with a body shot, backed him up onto the ropes, and didn't really jump over him. As we were saying in different WhatsApp chats, Dave Allen, you know, it was coming into his fight because I think Fisher was petrified of either getting knocked out or gassing out, and going into a war again. So yeah, mental, mate. Old school knockout. That, a good couple of punches. The big overhand right was the best punch. Even though it weren't the stoppage punch, that just signalled the end. The writing was on the wall when that landed. The legs went, and wow, the Doncaster De La Hoya.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. And I agree with what you said there. We were just kind of touching base off camera. You know, you summed it up well when you said Johnny Fisher looked terrified of getting hit, and that was from the first bell. The first bell, he adopted such a cautious approach, which I was thinking, okay, that's understandable. Alan
Mhm.
proved in the first fight he can get badly hurt. He can badly hurt Johnny Fisher, so he adopted an absolutely safety first approach. It was enough to win him rounds, but as you said, it's a fight that suited Dave Allen. The tempo of the fight suited Dave Allen.
Mhm.
Darren Barker mentioned it in commentary as well. That tempo would have suited him all day. He knew he wasn't going to outbox Johnny Fisher, so he was just waiting, biding his time, waiting for his moment to strike. And boy, did he strike. But also as we were saying, off like the shots that he would land during the fight, he would land the occasional big right hand that did hurt Johnny Fisher. You could see the legs stiffen up, you could see the knees tighten, and as much as you tried to shake it off, you knew they were having an effect. And then yeah, the fifth round, it all unraveled for Johnny Fisher. And yeah, credit to Dave Allen. As you say, the respect shown there at the
Mhm.
end after such a huge win. You know he was so casual about it as well, but so respectful, So credit to him. Fantastic win for Dave Allen. I picked the Johnny Fisher KO before the fight, and I was left badly mistaken. But yeah, credit to Dave Allen there. Huge finish, stunning knockout. Um, yeah, before we kind of touch on what's next, just briefly before we round up. Johnny Fisher, where does he go from here? Highly thought of kind of prospect, unbeaten before he fought Allen, um, the first time. I know he got the decision, highly controversial. A lot of people thought he should have lost. Dave Allen now has brutally knocked him out, and Dave Allen is not. Some losses are okay to take, but Dave Allen is a
Mhm.
British level heavyweight. Let's be honest. So, where do you think Johnny Fisher goes from here? Like that's a disastrous loss for him.
It's either a severely long rebuild where he needs to focus on his defensive skills because those overhand rights, you can see them coming a million miles away. You can see when Allen's going to load it up. It's always the same. He'll always sort of pottering about and lean and come in. If you're getting caught by them, then you've got no chance. And listen, Dave Allen can obviously whack. He's a big bloke. He can obviously pack a punch, but they're just telegraphed. So I think Johnny Fisher needs to maybe get a new coach that's going to focus on defensive abilities, keep tucking his chin in because he's chin high. Every opportunity for Allen to swing wildly. And the thing is with Dave Allen, you're not going to knock him out. It's going to be, it'd have to be an accumulation of five, six, seven, eight punches without response to stop him. So he's just going to swing wildly. We've seen him do it his whole career. He won't change. So it's either a disastrous loss and that's the end of the road for Johnny Fisher's experiment, or it's a severely long rebuild back to 8, 10 rounders. Can he have a run at the English, the British, with the domestic scene probably? But yeah, he needs to seriously look at his defensive ability before deciding whether to continue or not.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. Such those hands are so low. Right from
Mhm.
the start, you knew the overhand right was the money shot, and it was there all night for Dave Allen. And I agree. Age is on his side in the heavyweight division. He is 26, so he could rebuild. Another thing that kind of made me worry tonight would be that he we touched on it in the kind of recap of the fight. He looked so nervous of getting hit and getting hurt. So
Yep.
that seems to be a big mentality kind of issue there, that he knows he can be hit and hurt now. And he'll carry that on into future fights. But yeah, it's a disastrous loss, and it's a massive rebuild needed for Johnny Fisher. It really is. Yeah, just before we kind of wrap up here, Dave Allen, what's next? Give me a name you'd like to see. Would it be the Adelaide TKV winner for the British title? Is that
Yep.
a fight that makes sense?
Yeah, don't stick him in with any prospects. Don't stick him in with, people have said before, seen it feed him to Moses Atalma, see how heavy-handed no, give him the British title shot. If he loses, he's earned enough money now, sails off into the sunset. You don't need to be getting in with prospects and top-level heavyweights that are going to hurt him at this stage of his career. Obviously we've seen what happened on short notice against Tony Yoka, Dylan White, etc. Um, it's got to be the British title. If he wins that, I think he sails off into the sunset as British champion. If he loses, he sails off into the sunset, retirement. As he says himself, with the some of the big fights he's had, he gets loads of. He's got a few houses now, from his gambling problems previously, etc. So I think he's set himself in a good financial position. So yeah, getting the British title shot. I think win or lose, we don't really need to see him in a ring again for his own sake and for the sake of avoiding CTE. So yeah, for me, the winner of Adelaide TKV, stick him in with them, and whatever happens, happens. And well done on an entertaining career.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes sense, and as you say, if he wins, it's a fairy tale ending. And if he doesn't, he's made his money and he can still walk away with his head held high. We'd hate to see him take unnecessary damage against the likes of a Moses Atama or any other kind of top hungry prospect. But yeah, that's for another day, I suppose. Interesting options for Dave Allen in the future after he's just sensationally knocked out Johnny Fisher to take his unbeaten record in their highly anticipated rematch at the Copper Box Arena in London, England, in a stunning ending an entertaining fight and an entertaining rivalry. Yeah, so it's still shell shocked over what we've seen, but yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. What did you make of that performance? What's next for Johnny Fisher, and can Dave Allen win that British title? Let us know what you think. As always, we really appreciate it if you drop a like on the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBR Boxing, follow us on all social media, and yeah, Owen, it was a pleasure. Take care.
Thank you, mate.